What is up, guys? More news. More news keeps hitting us, man. It's so exciting. ZEBEC and Stellar. Did we find extra connections with the DTCC? But first, let's hit you with our guy, Indigo Saint. Let's get it. Boom. Let's get it. Indigo Saint in the building. Blackrue Investing. Let's go.
Who's this producer?
Best believe it was Blackrue Investing. With your money, you ain't gotta be guessing. Profits is what we manifesting, so we binge on that Blackrue Investing. Best believe it was Blackrue Investing. That course in this race we ain't resting. We got stocks, we got crypto with a blessing. Just thank God for that Blackrue Investing. Best believe it was Blackrue Investing.
Hey guys, let's just get straight into it. I know it's late. Thank you guys for joining me so late tonight. Had some videos to do with the Coin Vault crew and with our guy Should Focus. Shout out to those creators as well. But let's get straight into it. We're going to start with Danielle Dixon of Stellar, the CEO. Let me go ahead and share my screen here. And we're going to connect it all for you in less than 20 to 15 minutes here. And then we'll have our questions like we normally do. But oh my goodness, we're going to connect it all, and we're going to hear from the people involved. Danielle Dixon, Nadine Jakar, Simon Babakani. We're going to hear from all of those, and it's going to be very clear for you. I have a mind map that'll very much clear everything up. So definitely stay tuned. This will be a very clear and concise 20 minutes, I promise you. So here we go. We're going to get Danielle Dixon here, and we'll have her explain it to us what's going down.
Today, DTC's tokenization service announced its plans to connect with Stellar. DTCC is the backbone of global capital markets, 50 years of post-trade infrastructure, and $114 trillion in custodial assets. And starting in the first half of 2027, DTC tokenized assets are expected to be available on the Stellar network. That means US Treasuries, ETFs tracking major indices, constituents of the Russell 1000 on a public blockchain, with the same investor protections, entitlements, and safeguards as those that are currently held in custody today. We've spent more than a decade building a network that institutions can depend on. Stellar was built to move institutional volume, meet compliance standards, and manage risk from day one. The Stellar network was truly built for this moment. Today,
So I'm going to tell you, I'm going to explain it, and we're going to play it again. Everything that everyone told us would never happen, right? Man, you know, they'll never use these blockchains. Crypto's a scam. It's only for, you know, the people that are dealing, the druggies that want to buy drugs, right? Banks will never adopt it. People will never adopt it. Here it is, DTCC, the biggest clearing organization in our realm, in our world. They're adopting it. And they just announced that they're doing a deal with Stellar. How close must we be if the DTCC is out, just straight out announcing on Twitter publicly before, like a lot of people already knew this, right? The Smokes of the world, the Mr. Mans of the world, the Maximus Cryptos of the world. Shout out to my guy, Max. A lot of people gave you the documents, gave you the stuff, but this is public, out in the world, nothing, no documents for people to go find. It's right here. Straight from the CEO's mouth, saying that, and might I add, the hair looks great, Danielle. The hair is hairing. You're doing great with that hair, girl. You're looking good on there. Shout out to you, Danielle. Straight out of the CEO's mouth, right? We're partnering with the DTCC. Okay, and if you're not familiar with the DTCC, I suggest you definitely do a little Wikipedia on them. They're the biggest clearinghouse out there. They're the biggest clearinghouse in the world, right? And now that the US is coming online, slowly but surely, we should see a lot. We should see price impact. We should definitely see price impact. Quadrillions is going to have a price impact, right? Now, Danielle said it won't happen until 2027, the beginning of 2027. Maybe that's true, but I'm going to show you some differing information that's different than that. Then maybe it happens earlier. Okay. But let's go ahead and play this one more time.
Today, DTC's tokenization service announced its plans to connect with Stellar. DTCC is the backbone of global capital markets. 50 years of post-trade infrastructure and $114 trillion in custodial assets. And starting in the first half of 2027, DTC tokenized assets are expected to be available on the Stellar network. That means US Treasuries, ETFs tracking major indices, constituents of the Russell 1000.
So US Treasuries, ETFs, constituents of the Russell 1000 are being tokenized, right? Now, the part that isn't clear when she says this, right, is that this is going to make it easier for AI agents. Now that these things are tokenized, AI agents that are managing treasuries can now trade these 24/7 or 24/5, right? Which the DTCC says is going to be open 24/5. Okay, so now these agents can easily trade these tokenized assets, right? That's the part that is not being really connected here that we're going to connect today. The fact that these are going to be tokenized is going to make it very, very easy for the agents to trade them. Okay, and this is why Simon Babakani is saying that the Treasury flywheel is going to be so important for ZEBEC. Okay, it's going to be so important for ZEBEC because there's going to be a constant amount of fees with that, right? If all of these transactions are being done in stable coins, what we know from the recent ZEBEC tokenomics, which I'll bring back up for you, the recent ZEBEC tokenomics say, okay, use whatever stablecoin you want, but in the end, the fees will be automatically transferred into ZBCN. So what does that mean for ZBCN? More liquidity, more liquidity, more liquidity. Okay, but let's let her finish here.
On a public blockchain with the same investor protections, entitlements, and safeguards as those that are currently held in custody today.
Now, she had to say that. Now, she said public blockchain, but with all the safeguards that we have today. Who makes that possible? Canton. Okay, Canton makes it possible for a public blockchain to do this in a private, confidential way. Okay, the Cantons of the world, the Nears of the world. This is going to be great. Let's let her continue.
We've spent more than a decade building a network that institutions can depend on. Stellar was built to move institutional volume, meet compliance standards, and manage risk from day one. The Stellar network was truly built for this moment. Today.
Now we're going to break this down on CoinVault, how Canton is connected. We won't do that today, but let's continue here, okay? Now, it says here, this is straight from Stellar, right? If we needed anything straight from Stellar, because that's Stellar CEO, right? But here it is, DTCC and Stellar, right? What they say, the collaboration builds on the SEC no action letter that the DTC, and the DTC is just the parent organization of the DTCC. So the DTCC is, I think, the Depository Trust Clearing Corporation, and the DTC is like the Depository Trust Corporation. So that's the, the parent company, and this is the company underneath the parent company, but same deal. Okay. Collaboration builds on the SEC no action letter that the DTC received in December 2025. The letter authorizes the DTC to implement and operate a service that tokenizes real-world DTC custody assets. Okay, so they're tokenizing these assets, which will now make them very easy for the AI agents to trade back and forth. Okay, and with no human in the loop, they can continue to do this 24 hours a day, right? And fees the whole way. Okay, so these treasuries can constantly have these agents trading these tokenized assets, right, as they see fit to any algorithm that may benefit them, constantly trading back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay, so this is the end game. And then they say, like Danelle told us, DTC tokenized assets are expected to become available on the Stellar network in the first half of 2027. But again, I have some different information with this, but let's continue. Greater asset mobility. Again, these AI agents are going to be doing these treasuries, okay? Tokenized assets become available across digital asset venues without leaving the regulated parameter. So they're still regulated, even though they're tokenized. And again, I think the end game is that these agents are going to be swapping these 24/5. Extended trading hours. There it is, right? Extended trading hours. What are extended trading hours going to do, right? It's going to help these agents to be able to do this 24/5. Trading is no longer constrained by traditional markets. Lower cost and risk, potential for fewer intermediated steps, and reduced reconciliation overhead. They're lowering the cost and the risk because these agents are going to be able to do it. And instead of doing it with a card, where the card is more fees, they're going to be doing it with these stable coins where the fees are minimal. But since the traffic is going to be going 24/5, they're going to get so much more liquidity moving, and they're going to get so much more paid from those small fees because they're going to be happening all the time, like the snap of your fingers. Trade, right? That's why definitely come over to the Patreon, where we're looking at different agentic AI things. And of course, agentic AI is getting connected to robots. Check out the episode we did where we said in 2 years, the world will be different as we know it. Not hyperbole. We actually mean that, not clickbait. In 2 years, AI agents and robots are taking over, y'all. They are. All right. Throughout, market participants retain the same investor protections, entitlements, and safeguards as for traditionally held securities. Okay. And just to show you here is from the DTCC, where they're talking about that no action letter. This was from, I believe, December 2025. Depository Trust Company. Okay. See, that's the parent company I was telling you about. A subsidiary of the Depository Trust Clearing Corporation has been, okay, so it's actually the other way around. The DTC is a subsidiary of the DTCC. Has been authorized to offer a new and innovative tokenization service for select DTC custody assets after receiving a no action letter from the SEC on December 11, 2025. Okay. So just letting you know that the official kind of release from the DTCC on that. And then here's where ZEBEC comes in, right? From JV, he says it's coming, and he specifically tags this DTC and Stellar. Well, remember, Stellar and ZEBEC are partnered. Stellar is partnering with ZEBEC, as ZEBEC is their official payroll infrastructure partner globally. ZEBEC is. But again, I think there might be something deeper here with the DTCC. And I would just like to point you towards this picture here with Simon and Nadine Shakar. Okay. And we're going to go show you Nadine, where she's talking about this. But we got the picture here with Simon and Nadine Shakar. But here, just want to remind you here that JV works for ZEBEC. I went and fished out. This is the ZEBEC website. And this is a JV right here. Head of business development. Okay. Specialist in crypto and Web3 development. More than 5 years experience in building strategic partnerships, expanding markets, and scaling ecosystems. That is JV Vink right here. And if we scroll down, we see some regulars in the ZEBEC community. Ghost, shout out to Ghost. He said you knew what you did before you even posted this, bro. Shout out to Ghost right there. And of course, we got ZEBEC Lantern here as well. I see him in the comments. Thanks for coming through, bro, for such a late night. And shout out to Crypto Crux of Crypto. He's been on a couple shows with the Coin Vault. Appreciate you for coming through, brother, so late. But again, we'll get into the comments later, y'all, of course. Keep them coming. But here we go. Now, we showed you Nadine Shakar glad handing with Simon here, right? Now, I just want to kind of break down for you how this would work with the Treasury, the whole Treasury flywheel. But let's have Simon tell you about the Treasury flywheel, because he told you in XRP Las Vegas, he told you about the Treasury flywheel. Let's have him tell you again. This is from XRP Las Vegas. Let's play it.
Specifically, because I think one of the interesting things that's been happening is everybody's becoming an issuer. Right? So, like, what are some of the things that you're hoping to see over the next few years for the Ripple community more broadly, just in terms of projecting out, expanding into these institutional use cases, and projection of the dollar?
Well, I mean, RLUSD is issued by a New York banking charter, backed by Ripple, which is of course supervised by the New York Department of Financial Services, backed one-to-one by cash and treasuries. It doesn't get more transparent than that. But I think what's most exciting for us is what I would call the treasury flywheel associated with RLUSD. If you look back a year ago, it was about a $200 million market cap stablecoin. Now it's eclipsed 1.5 billion. And as more of these treasuries come on chain and start participating in treasury management, custody, and eventually payroll through ZEBEC, there's a multiplier effect throughout the ecosystem. And that's how you're going to see RLUSD really take off and scale.
So as they start participating in treasury management, you're going to see more than just payroll, but it includes payroll. And that's when you're going to start to see ZEBEC scale. Okay. Let me have Simon say that one more time.
Billion. And as more of these treasuries come on chain and start participating in treasury management, custody, and eventually payroll through ZEBEC, there's a multiplier effect throughout the ecosystem. And that's how you're going to see RLUSD really take off and scale.
Treasury management and custody. Custody of what? These tokenized treasuries. Okay. These tokenized ETFs. Okay. That's where it comes in right there, right? Simon laid it out right there for you, but he laid it out even again in a Dash interview, which we'll listen to in a second. But I just want to show you guys this kind of mind map that I laid out that kind of makes it easier to kind of digest. Okay, let me just make sure you can see it. Okay, we'll zoom in. Excuse me. So the top level of this is the treasury. The company may have its own ZEBEC super app, because remember, they have an enterprise platform, right? And that super app itself might have an AI agent in it that is going to handle the whole treasury for the company, okay? And that AI agent will be doing continuous 24-hour trading based off of the, let's say, all the different parameters that the user has set for the AI agent. So it's not going to go purchase more than it needs to. It's not going to go run through the money. It's going to have parameters that the human has set that keep it right within bounds. So it will perform payroll like a subscription every time payroll needs to be done, or actually it will probably be doing payroll in a streaming type manner. So people will be paid payroll continuously on a streaming basis, right? And then we can go into this in just a second here. But we're just at the treasury level for right now. So the enterprise super app, its agent will do payroll, do carbon credits for in some countries, right? Where it's making sure that the company is carbon neutral, doing buys and sells with carbon credits, right? It'll do investing, and that's where these tokenized stocks, these tokenized treasuries, and tokenized ETFs, and tokenized Russell 1000 that Danelle was talking about. That's where that comes in, where it'll be doing that as it needs to based off a trading algorithm or however the treasury sets it up, like how, you know, Michael Saylor does Bitcoin buys and different things like that. Well, the agent will handle that. It'll be doing like receipting, doing all the things it needs to do to make sure it's tax compliant, like all the billing and the purchasing that it's doing. It would keep all those receipts and it'll put it in some type of tax program that keeps track of that, like like a Assure. We know that ZEBEC is linked in with Assure. Assure has its own kind of programming for that. Maybe it connects to the AI agent and it's doing all this kind of record keeping and auditing that is required for taxes, right? And that would be keeping track of purchasing receipts, keeping track of payroll, all of that, right? So that would be the tax area. Purchasing area would be like, okay, you need to purchase pens and papers, like for the office, you know, you might have to purchase, you know, however it works. If you're a mechanic, maybe you got to purchase different parts and stuff like that. Purchasing is usually kind of separate from billing, where billing's like, I got to pay the rent on, you know, the office, the brick and mortar office, or, you know, I got to pay the internet bill for all of the people here. You know, if I don't have a brick and mortar, I still have bills for my business, right? I still have the internet bill. I still have the electric bill, right? So all of these are different avenues that I could just think of off the top of my head where Treasury would cover these avenues with the AI agent constantly working. Now, once you're paid through your ZEBEC Super app, which also has an AI agent, it will do that for you as a person. It will do your billing if you want it to. It will do your investing if you wanted to. Tokenized stocks and ETFs, tokenized treasuries, cryptocurrencies, whatever. And Simon's going to get into that in a second, okay, with what he talked about with Dash. And also your card will be on your Super app too, you know, and then you have your card and you can go swipe your card wherever you want. So really, ZEBEC is covering this whole gamut. The whole flywheel covers all of this. So when I say ZEBEC covers the kind of the whole, you know what I mean, the whole supply chain of money, from the moment the company gets paid, it's covering that in its treasury. From the moment you get paid, it's covering that with your personal treasury when you swipe your card. So we could add here for this treasury because they have a card too, right? So they have a card too, right? There might be other things that I'm missing and I didn't think of right now off the top of my head, but that's another one, a card, right? So they got the whole supply chain of money covered here, right? The whole supply chain of money covered. So I hope that mind map makes things a little bit easier. I hope you guys can see it here, right? Okay. So now let's get into when this could actually happen, right? And just to remind you here, the DTCC is going to clear 2.5 quadrillions of money. And Smoke says, shout out to Smoke, really respect his research. Remember, Ripple and Stellar have secured strategic access to the DTCC's 2.5 quadrillion settlement network via securrency integration, documented. So basically, DTCC purchased securrency, and securrency has Stellar and Ripple embedded into it. Okay. So again, this was in the documentation, and people like Smoke knew this from like a long time ago. He's just reminding you. And shout out to Mr. Mann, who's also mentioned this, excuse me. Quadrillions is right. Nadine Shakar of the DTCC confirms their soft launch on July 13th. So maybe this can happen even earlier in some aspects. They say July 13th, then full tokenization initiative advancing towards October 2026. So maybe if you were getting ready, trying to get ready for this, and you're like, I got till 2027. Well, maybe no, you don't. Maybe no, you don't. Maybe you only got till July 13th, or at the best, October 26th. Okay. So keep this in mind and plan accordingly. And let's hear it from Nadine's own mouth. And remember, this is the same Nadine that Simon was glad handing with at Cybos, October 25th, 2025, here almost what? A year ago now? 8 months ago? This is the same Nadine that he was glad handing with. Okay? So let's hear it from Nadine's own mouth at HederaCon. Okay, I think this is either HederaCon or Consensus. This happened May 15th, 2026. Let's hear her say it.
We finally, so in December, we actually were granted by the SEC a no action letter, which really propagated our.
And we showed you the no action letter, right? So again, we're gonna go back and have her say it again.
So this morning, we finally, so in December, we actually were granted by the SEC a no action letter, which really propagated our ability to move forward and tokenize US markets. And as Jürgen said, they're the largest markets that are out there. And this morning we announced that in July, actually on July 13th, we will start with the first tokenization of US assets officially from the depository. And we're calling it a soft launch to really help the industry get ready for the big launch that will occur in October. So this is no longer a pipe dream. This is no longer talking about proof of concepts. We are ready to go. And with the pipes that Ryan is building, and I know if you're going to talk about the risk side of things, we're ready to go, guys. So this is happening. And slowly but surely, the US market is coming on rails, on blockchain, and we're going to tokenize and manage our future. So that's what we're doing.
Great.
This is happening. Soft launch July 13th, full launch October 26th. Okay. Now, maybe Danelle is saying something different for Stellar. Maybe this might just be Canton, because remember, Canton and the DTCC are tied at the hip. You can see here a post from Caroline Pham where she says quadrillions, and she tags Canton and Yuval Roots. Okay. So more on that from the Coin Vault later. But again, maybe you want to get prepared by July 13th. So you're ready for October. All right. That's straight from Nadine's mouth there. And just to cap it off, let's hear from Simon, because he already told us how this was going to go down in February, on February 4th, here with Joel Valenzuela of Dash. Let's listen to Simon. He's responding to a question here. We don't really need to hear the question. We only need to hear Simon's response.
Also, with different coins, if they want to say, look, I want to do like, say, some Xano too. I want to get some Xano and some Dash. Is that something that's configurable?
It's a great question. So from the employer standpoint, employers typically stream stablecoins. It makes a lot more sense for corporate balance sheets to be holding stablecoins rather than, a group of crypto tokens that may have nothing to do with the business.
Makes more sense for a group of corporates to hold stablecoins instead of crypto. So basically what he's talking about is a treasury. That's what he's talking about. We didn't realize it then, but that's what he's talking about. So corporate are now holding stable coins, and they're using, say, Ripple G Treasury, which, by the way, I want to remind you that JV Vink follows G Treasury. Let's show you that. Ripple's G Treasury. Right here. Boom. Boom. So let's continue on here. Let's continue on.
That being said, the beauty of our real-time streaming engine is that it also allows for a real-time DCA. So as you're earning your paycheck in real time, our smart contracts can reinvest that in Dash, in Bitcoin, in Zano, in a tokenized S&P 500, for example, if you want to have.
That's literally everything we just broke down today. As you're earning, our super app can reinvest. As you're earning your payroll, our super app can reinvest in tokenized S&P 500 and tokenized ETFs. Let me bring you right back here, right? Super app investing. You're getting the payroll, right? You're getting the payroll from the treasury, from the company. Super app's able to invest for you. And also you can use that on a card, on a ZEBEC card. Let me roll that back. Let me see him. Let me have him say it again. And there it is. And there it is. Potentially, eventually, that's the goal. Potentially, eventually, actually is for real. Actually, for 100%, it's happening. He's just slow rolling because it hasn't really rolled all the way out yet. But potentially, eventually, for certainty, absolutely, definitely. These AI agents are going to be in control of this, right? And this is why, and I was wondering this, and you guys who have been keeping up with the shows, you know I've been talking about it. Like all of these companies are adding AI agents. What's going on? All these payment companies are adding AI agents. Why are they doing that? Because that's how everything is going to communicate. Very, very soon. Very, very soon. Shout out to the Patreon. We've been talking about that, and we've been talking about that ad nauseum. So that is it. I'm going to play it one more time as I bring up one more thing for you, because everything he said was so profound there, and we didn't really know until it's all played out now, the way it's played out. The Stellar partnership, the Ripple partnership, being able to work with enterprise companies. This today with DTCC, all the things we've been seeing with Solana and Base as far as AI agents are concerned, all of this is rolled out to where we are today, right? And again, people might not be happy with the price action right now, but as far as what Donald Trump's done, as far as what the SEC has done, they made it possible for this to happen for the DTCC. They made it possible for lending to happen with crypto. They passed the Genius Act for the stablecoin laws to be changed, and we're pretty close to clarity being passed, where all the door will be open for every bit of this, right? Price action will catch up to the laws. It will. But do you have the stomach to hold? Are you going to let, hell, Bitcoin could go down to 50K? I don't care. I know where it's heading in the next couple years, right? Let it go down to 50K. I'll buy more, right? But in the next few years, is it back to $1? Stellar to who knows? $20? XRP to, this is not financial advice. This is just what I'm thinking, right? If it's going to be in control of all these corporate treasuries, if XRP and Stellar is going to be the infrastructure for the whole system, quant, things like that, right? Has to make you happy and excited for the future of all the liquidity. Remember, the US is the biggest market. Nadine Shakar said it there. It's the biggest market. And then once we start doing it, then it's going to be done in Europe. Like the only active market that's really doing this right now, and they're even kind of testing it a little bit, is the Southeast Asia, Middle East area. But once it happens here, especially with a system as big as the DTCC, man, watch out. Man, watch out. But let's play Simon again here. Well, let me switch back to him. Let me switch back to him.
So from the employer standpoint, employers typically stream stablecoins. It makes a lot more sense for corporate balance sheets to be holding stablecoins rather than, you know, a group of crypto tokens that may have nothing to do with the business. That being said, the beauty of our real-time streaming engine is that it also allows for a real-time DCA. So as you're earning your paycheck in real time, our smart contracts can reinvest that in Dash, in Bitcoin, in Zano, in a tokenized S&P 500, for example, if you want to have equities exposure. And there's never been anything like this that's ever been launched before. And I think we can all agree that this is the way that finance is moving. Finance is moving on chain. Finance is moving real time, and being able to reinvest your profits without even having to think about it, right? And having, you know, smart contract execute this, and potentially, eventually, an AI agent, right, that manages your payroll and manages your investments. And you can.
Right there. Yep. Okay, I didn't realize I must have had it on the wrong screen at some point in time, but we heard it now. We heard it now. So yeah, all of this here, from Nadine Chakar to Simon, and him mentioning here the treasuries and whatnot. Man, it's huge here. It's huge. But let me pull up one thing here. I want to show you here from Mr. Man, where he's showing that he says the markets, the DTCC, will be open 24/5. So during all of this time, these traders are going to be able to trade. These AI bots are going to be able to trade. DTCC 24/5 trading hours begin June 26, 2026. June 2026. That's just a few days away. So maybe they're even soft testing these agents right now in June, when June hits, so they can be ready for July. But so huge there. Very, very huge. It's crazy to think about, but again, we've really connected it here. As far as Simon told it to us, he really laid it out in a very clear and concise way, but it's so good to see it in a kind of graphical way here. Everything's going to roll out from the treasury level down. The corporate treasuries will have their own super app and their own AI agent at the enterprise treasury level. They can do their investing in tokenized stocks and tokenized treasuries and ETFs. as well as doing their payroll, which will be in stable coins, right? Via ZEBEC and the Super app and NatPay Now, right? That has a direct connection to Swift. That's going to be done and they're going to do the payroll there, and it goes to your Super app. But within the Treasury high level, they'll have their own card that they can use. They can have the agent trade back and forth with carbon credits. They can have the agent doing investing 24/5. These extended hours are just going to be more fees for ZEBEC, more liquidity for ZEBEC, Stellar, and XRP, because these agents are going to be trading 24/5. More things there to deal with the tax and the purchasing and the billing, all of that from that level. But once you pay, now you come down to the employee level with the Super app and the employee's own internal agent. And then with your internal agent, you can swipe your card whenever you want, but also you can have billing and investing, and your agent can be investing in tokenized stocks, tokenized treasuries, and then also cryptocurrency. Where technically they might want some cryptocurrency too. It probably won't be like kind of degen type of stuff, but they may want to hold on to XRP, or they may want to hold on to Bitcoin, right? In these corporate treasuries. So some corporate treasuries will have cryptocurrency. They will, but here for most regular people, they probably will have more crypto than the corporations will. So you'll have that. You'll also have tax on your end too, where it's doing your taxes too. So pretty much everything that they're doing on the corporate level will be mirrored here. Will be mirrored here in the lower level. It's not letting me draw the lines right, so kind of ignore the way that these lines are right now. I can't move these boxes so it lines up perfectly. Okay, so like that. But yeah, so very, very cool there. Let's get into some of the comments. I hope that was very clear. Took a little bit longer than I thought it would, but let's look at some of these comments. We got 120 pause. Got the pause in there. I need to get Dame Dash saying pause now, or Cameron. That's going to be a clip. So expect that clip next time here. But let's continue on here. What's up, Mia is 5834. Appreciate you coming through. What's going on, Throbbing Lantern? Little late night streaming action. Indeed. What's up, Kevin Garrett? Recrew Patreon member in the house. Throbbing Lantern is also a Patreon member. Appreciate you, brother. Part of the Recrew in here. Silver Days, what's going on? What's up, Michelle Sunflower? 116. Paul Andrew, say what? Say what to the partnership? Like what did you mean by that?
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
Indeed. Paul Andrews, what's up, peeps? Let's go. ZEBEC family, what's up, Guap? Anthony Hall, thanks again for the near alpha. Indeed, brother. With near, we're leaving with something.
Yeah. I see a big tray. I'm leaving here with something. You know what I mean? I'm from around the way. I'm leaving with something.
What's up, Crux of Crypto again? What's going on? Do tell, Rue. Late night, Rue-ish. Let's go. Hugo loves Monica Long in here. Take your time. You're always dropping some major knowledge. Appreciate it. Let's go. They tell you one thing, but they are implementing. Indeed. They tell you one thing, but there are like 5 or 6 things going on in the background. Quadruple fire from Throbbing Lantern, my man. On when I'm watching Spider Noir, go ZEBEC. This is good for the crypto world. Indeed. What's the best wallet to hold ZEBEC? Well, you can hold it in a DCENT Wallet, and we have links for the DCENT Wallet in the description there. But of course, also if you want to do staking, I think you can. To stake, you need to hold it in the Solana-like wallet, right? Like a Phantom. I'm not sure that you can do the staking from the DCENT wallet itself. I think you got to put it in a hot wallet to do the staking. I love your background, Ruel. Thank you. Appreciate it. Shout out to my background and thumbnail maker. You know who you are. July 13th, soft launch, and October hard launch. Yes, indeed. Smash those likes. Appreciate it, Crux, for getting the people on that. Thank you, brother. Rise above 2025. What's good, brother Rue and crew? I just saw the notification. Somebody actually got a notification. Let's celebrate for that, bro. Let's celebrate for that. Show enough.
When I say who's the master, you say
I'm Jack to the T. This is exciting news. Rue, could you confirm Robinhood launched AI trading AI in Europe? Oh, that's funny. I wish, bro, but that's cool that they launched it. I'm telling you, all of these AI things are coming in, man. Rue coming in hot. Magic hat, appreciate it. What's up, Christopher Offord? Canton asymmetrical double top on the daily with small bear flag. Get ready to load up. Bigger players who bought in at 6 cents, moving out, back up the truck at 12.5 cents in 2 weeks. That would be amazing. I would definitely back up the truck at that point in time. Like, I think Canton's destined for $1 at some point here, right? There are way too many organizations, too many institutions that are in Canton, and they're basically printing it, right? Because they're validators. They're literally kind of printing Canton. So it doesn't matter so much for them if it goes down to 12.5 cents. So yeah, might be the time to load up at that price. That's a good price point. Still waiting for the mobile app. Yeah, well, they got to be very, very careful because, again, like we're showing here in the diagram, they're dealing with your billing, they're dealing with your investing, they're dealing with a card. That they have to be very, very careful with the software there. I'm a coder. I understand. I know you don't want any backdoors. You don't want any hacks, because the problem would be, hey, what if they put it out, they rush it out, and then there's a hack? You can never undo that trust lost, right? So I'd rather they take as much time as they need and they get as many bugs as possible out of the software, because there's still going to be some bugs, right? That inevitably that's what happens. But do as best you can to get that security right, and then put it out, okay? Because you're going to keep, they're going to keep battle testing it once they put it out and give patches just like they do with the iPhone and things like that. And they have you update your iPhone and all of that. That's what's going to happen. But make sure it is as pristine as possible before you put it out. That makes sense. This will all change phase 1 beginning July and over the course of the next year, things looking good. Exactly. That's what I'm thinking myself. There is a eclipse, a solar eclipse coming in August. August, I think, might be a good time. July might be ramping up into August. But I think, Rob, definitely check out the show that me, Rob, and Shook Focus did on Coin Vault, where I think Rob's gotten me to believe maybe June we get a downturn. And we're kind of seeing it right now a little bit. But I know this is like a moon phase. This is the area of the moon phase where Bitcoin does go down a little bit. So I don't know. I don't know if we see it immediately, right? But I think June will be a down month, right? Somewhere in the middle, towards the middle of June, towards the same amount of time in June, I think we get some down period, right? And towards that area, right? I think maybe we go down some more. Like where we stop, we shall see. But I think in June we do get some down part, right? Again, you know, I'm bag packs. I'm pot committed. I'm in for the long haul, but we'll see here. Maybe we might have a good buying opportunity in June here. Buy the dip. New Jersey in the house. Another Recruit Patreon member in the house. What's up, Let's Square? Blockchain Creole guy. Good evening, my brother Rue. Appreciate you, brother. Long time watcher. Watched me since Benzinga. Another watcher since Benzinga. Another member of the Patreon. What's good, fam? I'm waiting on ZEBEC Network mobile super app to come out. Indeed, our moderator on our Telegram. We appreciate E. 49's fine silver. 315. I love that. Adds up to 9. ZBCN is going to be huge. Hopefully, before I drop in. What's up, Benjamin Awaken? Another Rue Crew member in the house. What up, Rue? You on late, so I gotta be important. So ZEBEC is going to $1 in 2026. It definitely given all the news lately. Yeah, again, like all this news that we're seeing, like we saw Stellar, we saw Ripple, we saw now Simon schmoozing with Google. Like, we're so freaking close, pause. Like, we're so close. We're so close, right? Just think, right? Think about the dips that other people saw in crypto where Bitcoin went down like 70 or 80%. This only went down like what? 50%? We're at 73. This is still higher than Bitcoin was before like the last bull run. It got up to 69. So we're still higher than the last bull run. Okay. So if people can't handle the list, I don't know what to say to them. Right. Poly has clarity odds passing at 60%. It's better than where we thought we would be when Gensler was in charge of SEC. Yes, indeed. ZBCN is the only pipeline in the system. It has potential of being mega big. The only competition is super liquid, and at least that's at least 5 years behind. Well, the secret here, it seems to be that ZEBEC is a part of the interledger, like we've been thinking. You know, shout out to Blue Collar Crypto, shout out to Max. Like we've done shows on that. We've highlighted different people's research on that. I think that is the truth. So if we think that Ripple is what it is, it is the IMF, it is the central bank, it is the infrastructure of the infrastructure for all of these central banks, and ZEBEC is an integral part of the infrastructure for Ripple and Stellar, then there's nothing else that can touch this, really, right? Like, really, like, get that, really understand that. If it really is the interledger, part of the interledger, there's nothing else that can touch it. It has all the compliances and everything like that. We have some, ancillary projects that kind of relate or that are in the same kind of space that each of those projects are going to even help ZEBEC, right, by having more people adopt stable coins, Metallicus and Stronghold, right? But yeah, ZEBEC is definitely in the driver's seat. Definitely in the driver's seat. Exactly. It's time. The water is warm. Get in there, fellas. What's up, Natwali, the Muskogee aristocrat? So salute. She said that as well many months ago. Indeed. And that's what I'm saying. Like, we had heard this stuff like kind of months ago from different people, different leaders in the space of research, right? But now we're hearing it in a public way. That like, you know, Stellar usually didn't say anything. Now we got Danelle with the flowing, real nice looking hair coming out. Like, hey, we did this thing. It's happening. It's going down. DTCC, y'all. Like, she didn't say that verbatim, but I'm paraphrasing. Like, shout out to Danelle, right? Christopher Offutt, ZBCN is likely a rocket, no doubt, but so is Canton. Indeed, with the tokenomics, I have no doubt. $10 to $13 Canton by the end of 27. If we got $10 or $13 Canton by the end of 27, your boy is going to be chilling somewhere, right? The show is going to be live from like some villa in Italy, bro. Like, it's going to be live from the coast of Morocco, right? It's going to be live from like Madrid, Spain, or live from the Rock of Gibraltar, right, bro? If we hit that, but we shall see. Julian Clyto, Christopher Offutt, I think that's a little too high, but the potential's there for sure. Yeah, me too. I think that might be a little high, but hey, well, let's see. Maybe so. Correction to launch price by. Okay, correction to the Canton price, 11 cents and change in June, or sell the news, then back up the truck. What's up, brother? You need gift sand goods. You need gift sand goods. I hope you are well, Ruo, brother. I appreciate that, bro. Danny Diaz, what is up? Yeet. I just watched VV move from $3 to $18.50 in a week in a bear market. Exactly. $10 is nothing easy. I'm very sad that I missed Venice. I was looking at Venice for all this time, knowing the symbolism, knowing all the stuff involved. I was just looking at it. I just didn't realize they had a token, but I knew they were connected to Near. I just didn't realize they had a token. Just really sad for me there. Okay, we fixed the audio part. I hadn't switched over to Simon. That was on me there, but we did eventually play the whole thing. I just hope that doesn't throw off the views and people were like, oh, forget it. I was talking the whole time, so I hope that doesn't throw things off too bad. But, you know, it is what it is. I got to be more careful about that. So, you know, bear with me, guys. 1 week, V does a 6x, and the others in a few days do 3x. Yes, indeed. Yep. Like Near did like a darn near did a 3x. It went up to $3 and pulled itself back down, right? XRP from 0.006 to 389 in a few months back in the day. CC will be bigger. Carlton Way 1, salute Rue in the chat. AI can't control me. I am a wild child. I hear you. I'm in accumulation stage. The lower it goes, the more I buy. Yes, indeed. I don't want it to go up at all at this time. Indeed. Julian Clayto studied the tokenomics study hard. 200 billion market cap one day. with overall total crypto market is around 20 trillion easy. Remember, gold is 40 trillion market cap, but it's going to take a few years or just slightly less. Patience. Crypto future is so bright, we'll all need to wear shades. Indeed, indeed. Digital assets with clarity will go to 10 trillion total market cap within 6 months and 30 trillion in 2 years. Simple. Long-term view, fellas. Yes, indeed. Love where your heads are at, bro. Some things require patience. The economy is exploding. Atlanta GDP is 3.4%. Philly Fed reporting 10% increase in business development, 1.1 core inflation, labor costs way down, employees' wages are up. What happens if the AI agent goes rogue or goes delulu? AI investing scares me. You know, that could be a problem. That could be a problem. But I think this is why they're doing this, where companies like Near, let me bring it up for you, are doing the encryption with it. So things will be encrypted. So like, unless you have a supercomputer, which people don't, regardless of what they say about the whole quantum computer, whatever, right? You got to be like a government to have a quantum computing. These things are going to be encrypted at rest and during transit. We'll like reading it here. This is Near's partnership with NVIDIA. They say here, which enables AI workloads to run inside hardware isolated, trust execution environments. This architecture ensures that sensitive data remains protected, not only at rest, but also in transit. Okay. I know, coming from the area that I work in, this was a big deal. They were making a big deal of this, and now I see why. Because these AI agents are it's going to be necessary for them to have data encrypted at rest and also in transit, because they're going to be moving data constantly. But also during computation, a critical requirement for enterprise and government use cases. Okay. So basically what that means is they're going to have data encrypted at rest, in transit, and during computation, right? This is going to be critical for DoD. This is going to be critical for enterprise, and Near and NVIDIA are saying they have it right now. Go be pumping right now. These are the new numbers. Take out oil, and we're at 1.1 core inflation. Economy kicking ass, just not in crypto yet. Indeed, indeed. What's up, Swiftcoin Hoarder? Most importantly, everyone in here is in position. Indeed, Micron can only fill 50% of their orders. They're overwhelmed. Data centers can't handle the volume. What is up, my brother Underdog Crypto Channel in the house? What is up, Underdog Research Channel? Rue, it's 1:32 on Eastern time. There's no way you're live. You're the hardest working man in the business, for real. Yeah, URC. I'm on that West Coast time, bro. So it's 10:51 over here, bro. But thank you, brother. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I've done like what? I've been basically recording since like 4 o'clock, maybe. So as soon as I got off work, no, 4 or 5 o'clock. Yeah, we've been recording the whole time. I need to get some food in here eventually here. But yeah, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Definitely come over here and check out brother URC's channel. Let me bring it up here. If you guys just mosey on down and around to my channel, like and subscribe. We're definitely on our way to 10K. It's great to see here. Like, we gotten a lot of inflection, right? A lot of subscribers here lately. Definitely, if you like the information, you appreciate the research and the time it takes to make these mind maps and to track these videos down and to play them all and to do all of that, definitely like and subscribe. It will be definitely appreciated. And if you feel so inclined, definitely come over to the Patreon as well. let's go ahead and show Brother Underdog Research Channel's channel here. If you see my channel and you just mosey on down here to the bottom, you'll see Underdog Research Channel, Shook Focus Digital, Maximus Crypto, the Mooniverse, and others. Definitely check out Underdog Research Channel. He's doing a lot of great research on many coins, but at the moment here, Plume, definitely check this out. The perceived Plume network conflict here. It's the most recent video. Definitely come over here and like and subscribe, guys, if you haven't already. Definitely check out our guys here, Shook Focus Digital, Maximus Crypto, Crypto Future, Ronin Experience, the Crypto Crossroads Show, and our girl here, the Moon Feather. Definitely check out Mooney as well. And let's go here. All heads bowed. Rue is 24/7, third shift, late night, energized. You can't beat Rue. Appreciate it, brother. Any code wallet will do. What's up, Mike Robledo? Phantom B, I've been telling my friends you might have till July to get in. Indeed, tokenization tidal wave. Wow. Underdog with the $100 super chat in here. Respect. When you see value, you acknowledge it. Blackrue is an expert. All heads bow in respect of his brilliance and honor. Wow, bro. Learning and growing with the knowledge. Share. I'm respectful of real researcher. And you, Blackrue, are the best in the business. Underdog. Appreciate it, brother. Man, so generous. Thank you, brother. So much respect for you, bro. So much respect for you. I can't even verbalize it. Like, thank you, bro. Really, really. Show Enough was played by Julius Carey, right? That's right. Julius Carey is his name. Looks exactly like freaking Dion Cole. Julius Carey. Shout out to Show Enough actor Julius Carey in here. As a matter of fact, let's get him on here one more time.
When I say, who's the master? You say, Show Enough. When I say, who's the master? You say, Show Enough.
Indeed, indeed. Well, any news concerning the ISO coins partnerships, I buy more. Indeed, Charles Williams Travels and Culture. Let's get the Rick James in here too. I don't think we got a Rick James today yet.
What did the five fingers say to the face? What? Slap!
Yeah, price before law. The Riddlers are always right. Indeed. Also, we're talking about the digital evolution of payroll, remittances, treasury, etc. We haven't even gotten to ticketing, home deeds, domains, receipts, and other things that can be tokenized. Indeed. That's a star that comment. Thank you, Kevin Garrett. And definitely star this post from Underdog here. Thank you for the $100 super chat, brother. Exactly, Kevin Garrett, Monad, VeChain, and 100 others. 30 trillion total market cap. Stay positive. Canton ain't gonna do $10 in 18 months. What do you say? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
And BTC dumping. Indeed. What's up, Sharp Mizzle? All in on ZBCN. What's up, Cinque? Live from where the Mariachi band plays at midnight. You with me, brother? Indeed. Indeed. Where Colombia, Morocco, Spain, we're there. We're there. There's a Spanish area where they have I'm not going to be able to remember it. Aragon or something like that. They have this really interesting area where they have old churches, old mosques, old like all these old buildings. Like I really want to go see that. Like it's a marvel, right? Like how the heck did they build that without cranes and modern engineering technology? It's crazy to even think about. People either love or hate ZEBEC based on the super app, based on how well it performs, uptime, speed, etc. The super app will be a lifeline for most people as they will rely on it for pay. Joseph Yanni, that's 100% correct. Think about these areas, guys, like the Middle East and the Asian type of areas. They do remittance like crazy. They want the American dollar. Think about areas like Latin America. They don't want the peso or whatever they're using in their country. They want the dollar, right? So this is the biggest application of ZEBEC that like people are underselling. They really don't understand. They're really underselling it. Okay. These areas do not want their local currencies. They want dollars, right? In comes USDC in comes USDC, in comes USD1, Trump's stable coin, and that money that's flowing through those stable coins are also going to flow through ZEBEC. It's a very synergistic relationship for us, right? And as an investor, that's the closest we're going to get to that stable coin, them stable coin fees. That's the closest we're going to get to it. This side of possibly owning a piece in the company, and some of these companies, like I don't know, Circle Stock maybe, right? But the closest we're going to get to those, getting our hands on those fees, is ZEBEC, right? In a real world type of manner, where ZEBEC is going to be processing those fees, and some of that money is going to come back to us in certain ways, like payroll and things like that. Okay, so that's really it. XLM up 17% in 24 hours. It can happen to ZBCN too, right? And Stellar's been silent for a while. And boy, I've been wanting to get my hands on some Stellar for a while, and I didn't do it. This is what always happens, bro. I always have these moments where I'm like, I should buy more of this, I should buy more of that, and I don't do it. Shame on me for that one. Shame on me. I'm gonna how dare myself.
How dare you?
2 times.
How dare you?
Indeed. Let's go here. Metal blockchain is going to surprise a lot of people of how they're integrated. They're going to be in the U.S. system 100%. That Wally, the Muskogee aristocrat, when you think about credit unions, that is their major way to get into the stablecoin system. No other blockchain is doing this for them. Metallica's is. They're like the one designated blockchain to bring credit unions on board to the new system. How can they not get liquidity, right? How can they not get liquidity? And I honestly, I think that's why they have like 4 coins, right? Because they're going to spread that liquidity over those 4 coins. Because if Metallica's just had 1 coin and it was going, all of what the credit unions were doing was going to that 1 coin, think about the amount of millionaires that it would create. They actually have, speculation on my part, not financial advice, not nothing I've heard, but just to think about it. If they had all the liquidity that they were doing for credit unions split and going to just 1 coin, 1 source, they would create crazy amounts of millionaires. But now it's actually spread over 4 sources. So they're still going to create, millionaires, but it's going to be spread over 4 sources. Not financial advice. Them going rogue would be funny. That's why I chose virtuals. LOL. Wait to buy more ZBCN. Could see 0.0022. Espera. Wait. Yep. Get me to practice my Spanish here, Christopher. Espera. Wait. West Coast over here too. Vancouver, BC, brother. Let's go. I hear Vancouver is nice. Nice. I hear it's really nice. I hear it's a lot of nice looking Asian women in Vancouver. So I hear. So I hear. You know, that's what I've heard, you know. Uh nice need more plume, need more swift, need more natics. Yes, indeed. 0022 is coming. Give it 2 weeks. Yeah, because I'm kind of on board with Rob now. I'm thinking maybe June. We got that handled with him, me, and Shook Focus talking. Rob gave you definitely want to catch that Coin Vault episode. Rob gave a nice diagram. He gave a nice charting of how that's going to lay out. You know, shout out to Rob. Shout out to Crypto Future. Show love. Looks like Charlie Murphy with that here. Charlie Murphy. Dognesses. Should have never gave you ninjas money.
What is the five fingers say to the face? What? Slap!
Unity. Oh man. Shout out to Dave Chappelle and RIP Charlie Murphy. Cause Peru wouldn't be bad either. A lot of short, cute Peruvian ladies. Shout out to Peru. Let's see here. I'm not sure. Is that's probably a Peruvian city. I don't know how to say that, but I'm gonna try. Ole Yantambo. Shame on crypto that tries to run game on a crypto. Oh, dirty SHX. Oh man, now you got me thinking about our old dirty bastard songs in my head now. Phantom Beat. Machu Picchu. Oh, Machu Picchu would be so amazing to visit. All those old buildings and things like that. Oh my god, that would be on my list. Like that would be on my bucket list to visit Machu Picchu and stuff like that. You're heading right up my alley. You need gifts and goods in structures that I would like to see in this world before I get out of here. Before I kick the bucket. I would love to see Machu Picchu. I would love to see some structures in Colombia. They got some. Where is it? This really nice structure in Colombia. It's like you gotta wonder how in the heck did they even build that with like not having cranes. Like it's absolutely amazing. Let me see if I can find it. Do I have it saved here? Here, I'll see if I can find it. But it's like how did they build that structure without having cranes? There's no way they're telling us everything about how people build stuff if they built that structure without a crane. You know what I mean? I'll see if I can find it. But we'll keep going here. But we'll keep going here. Oh, here it is. Here it is. This sanctuary in Las Lajas sanctuary in Colombia. I don't know when they said that they built this, like if it's 1500s, 1400s, whenever. How in the hell did they get this on the side of a mountain with a bridge in whatever time they built this? Because clearly, like whenever the hell they supposedly built this, there's no 1754. There's no way. How Sway? With supposedly no cranes and no nothing. But yeah, I definitely want to visit that. Thoughts on BSL versus metal? I'm higher on metal than BSL. But I definitely want to have BSL in the portfolio, and I do have some in the portfolio. I'm not into Asian persuasion. I like them white and crazy. You know what? I'm all about it. It doesn't even matter the color, bro. White, black, Asian, Latino, like just be nice and feminine, and we're good. Love them accents, and I you know, it doesn't have to be an accent. If you have a nice voice, if you're black or white, you don't necessarily have to have an accent, but I do like some accents out here. It's like a rodeo roller coaster. They are like crypto coins. You don't know when they're going to show up or blow up. Indeed. Me with crazies, I'm over that part of my life. No more crazies for me. No more crazies for me. Absolutely not. That used to be me, but not anymore. Not anymore. No more crazies for me. Machu Picchu got the best, the world's best. That one guy. Wow, that's good to know. That's good to know. I won't be partaking, but that's excellent to know. Yes, brother. If ZBCN pumps, we can go live. We can go live. Never been to Colombia, brother. Yeah. Colombia would be a nice place to visit. But I'm sure you can find a white and crazy girl in Colombia. I'm sure you can find that in Colombia. Danny Diaz, LOL. ZBCN, let's see here. Is one of you retire in a year or two. Canton is one you drive around in your Bugatti. As what's his face? Top G. God, what's the guy's name? I don't know why I'm blanking. But yeah, in your Bugatti around your island in 6 years. Both Andrew Tate are great. Trust me, I spent hundreds of hours researching Indeed. Lajos, or how you say it, as wife is Mexican American, rolling her eyes at me. How dare she? How dare she in here? How
dare you?
Yeah, I'm a fan of the Latinas too. Shout out to the Latinas of the world out here. I feel you. Though I had to lay off the crazy ones too. I have standards now. Oh, that's hilarious. You guys got me rolling over here, man. I got standards now. I mean, I know the crazy ones ippy wild in the bedroom, right? Like that's why, but I don't want any more problems, bro. It's not even worth it. It's not even worth the problems, bro. Just no. Just we don't need any problems, bro. Most of the biggest and best feats of engineering is based on passion. Great Wall of China, Taj Mahal, ZEBEC Super App. Indeed. But you got to wonder, right? When you see buildings and structures like this, and they're telling you they did it in the 1600s or 1500s, or like with what? Camels and horses. So something I suspect is not right there. Maybe technology isn't always the best. Maybe this technology we think is the best right now has not always been the best. That's just my thought. Especially when you look at some of these structures and they're like, oh, we can't even build that right now. What do you mean you can't build it right now? Oh, they did this with one pour of concrete. One pour? How? Well, we don't know. We can't do it nowadays. Huh? But this is the story. This is the actual factual story from people. We don't know how they did that now. What? It's crazy. It's crazy. It's so crazy. But there are many, many buildings like this. And I want to see some of them. Yeah, Andrew Tate. Blackrue, you'll have to do some videos teaching us on how we look after our crypto once it appreciates. Indeed. It's all about passive income, right? Again, I know people think about like you really want to live off your passive income for sure. Brokies. I'm from Monroe, Michigan tonight for work. Okay, Monroe, Michigan. I've probably been through those parts. You know, I'm from Detroit. Crazy ladies are the best for the health. Knife chasing ones keep you fit. No, those crazy ladies are the worst for the health. Like it's fun for a couple seconds. Like great, like not a couple seconds. You know what I mean? Like it's fun. It's fun with the you know, in the bedroom for however long that is. You know, 30 minutes, hour, whatever, multiple rounds. That's fun. But then when you got to get her to listen and actually be on a program or listen to what you need her to do, oh my God. Now then it's a little crazy. And I don't even want to deal with that. It's like I don't want to deal with that. Just don't want to do it. No. I had to learn that one the hard way, boy. Oh man. Roll it with Toshi. ZEBEC indeed. Remember, wealth is created from bear markets, indeed, not bull markets. It happens. Detroit Lions is my favorite NFL team. Let's go. Michigan Wolverines, bro. I'm West Coast, go blue. You see there, I'm a Michigan State grad, quote unquote, little brother. Go green, go white. Sparty is the way. But you know, if Sparty's not in, I can root for my brother. Michigan State or Michigan Wolverines. I can do that. But it's Michigan State all day. And yeah, definitely love the Lions. Indeed. Definitely love the Lions. Yeah, I wouldn't mind a little crazy oh no, can we still be friends? That's funny. Definitely would love a little crazy little Sabrina Carpenter looking woman with the whole, like, remember that whole cover she did where she has like the little dog color on and all of that. I'm about that life. I'm about that, like that type of crazy life. But anyways, that might be too much for YouTube right here, right? But since we kind of went there, right? Oh no, we could definitely be crazy Colombiana. Yes, brother, they could cook us some nachos. Like I don't need her to cook. I can cook for myself for sure. But if she can cook, oh my God, that's the way to my heart right there, bro. If she can cook, if she can bake, and she can cook something like nice, like straight to my heart right there. But nice little late night stream, guys. Definitely, if you made it to the end, put DTCC in the comments. Not the comments, like once the show ends, put it in the comments of the show. It helps spread the show around. And definitely, guys, if you can't be in the Patreon, if you can't support like monetarily, leaving comments and pressing the like, it helps the show so much, guys. Definitely do that if you can there. And thank you guys for the super chats tonight. Thank you, Underdog Research Channel, for the $100 super chat. And thank you guys for your time this late at night, guys. I definitely appreciate it. You guys are killing me with these comments, bro. That one guy, that comment that you just popped up there, I understand what you're saying, and I'm for that. I do support that message. That is bullish right now, what you just said. Have a good night. What's the bottom of this BTC crash? Hey, I know Rob was saying like 55K, maybe. I don't know. We shall see here. But good show that got tonight, guys. Definitely put DTCC in the comments. Always a fun show, guys. And I'm out. Peace.